Ladies and gentlemen, good evening for another instance of the Circle Jump podcast for the 9th of March 2017. While we were talking about lots of stuff behind the scenes, you've been listening to the music of Bavin, and you can also check him out over at his SoundCloud, where he's under the name of Lachsmithen. So certainly do that. There's always a link below on the Twitch if you want to do that. Nevertheless, though, we are here back to talk about anything that is Urban Terror. And, of course, we have Maku this time again. Good evening,
Hi.
how are you?
Good.
Wonderful.
Good. Yeah, I'm just had tea, so yeah.
Just beginning to relax, get the warmth in.
Not a drink, dinner. We call it tea.
Interesting. Fair enough. And also, welcome, of course, again to Ghoster. I can't pronounce your name.
Yeah. Hi. Don't worry, anything is fine.
Yeah. Joining us on a very interesting internet connection.
Yeah. Well, I'm on vacations, which means I'm currently sitting on the end of my bed. My laptop is on a moving box, and I'm talking with a 600 ping, so please bear with me this time.
Perfect. Well, it cannot be pretty much worse than last time. So some of you, or probably all of you, did notice that Ghoster was not talking last time, and well, yeah.
It's Discord broke.
Discord broke, right? That was what happened.
What's that behind you? I'm watching the stream.
This is sound isolation.
Oh, cool.
So I got like a full, like those things that women in the movies always change their clothes behind. Yeah. So I just got pretty much like that, but then with just the cheapest I could find, and then put sound isolation on that. I also like got some sound isolation on the wall behind the desk. So with that, there should be absolutely no room echo, room noise in any way whatsoever, which is wonderful. And quality is really high. But that sound isolation on the wall, though, that has been one hell of a mess. Now, I'll just go on a little rant then. you started this.
I can only see what's behind you.
I think, well, I mean, there's just more sound isolation, pretty much. So nothing big really, but so getting that up and just hanging there, I started just going for double-sided Velcro tape, didn't hold. Then went for like 15 meters of double-sided tape in some way, didn't hold. So And at that point, I've pretty much already spent more on actually getting that freaking stuff on the wall rather than actually on the sound isolation. So then, of course, I bought glue, acoustic glue, then to figure out when it actually arrived that I couldn't use it because I need a freaking glue gun. So I bought that too. At this point, I've pretty much already spent double the amount of than these sound isolation.
The hot glue guns, they're awesome.
Not the hot glue gun, but like a big cork gun, I think it's called.
Yeah. Is it hot?
I don't know, it's not hot.
Oh.
If then it would probably have been an even bigger mess. But I think it's up now, and I think I can never get it back down again. Because I got like enough glue for like 5 square meters just on like 1.5. I think if it doesn't stick, I don't know what does. So, yeah, I'll probably pay quite a lot when I actually will move out of this storm, but whatever. As long as I stay here for a long time, it will be very cheap in the long run, per day at least. So, well, let's then, though, begin to talk about Urban Terror, maybe. Instead of just my sound isolation. So if I go over here, and let's start, of course, with what we've been talking about most of the time, about the Nations Cup, of course, still running on, and we are getting closer here also to the finals, as we have started the playoffs, and also the very first round of the playoffs with the quarterfinals has also just passed. And with that, USA, Colombia, Italy, and Portugal Argentina sadly have been pushed aside, for France and Portugal, and Belgium and Germany still staying here in the semifinals, which are going to be played this Sunday, as far as I can see. So, are there any of the games here from the playoffs that we actually want to highlight, maybe? Because I feel like actually those were not really the most interesting kind of games. Maybe I'm just a little bit spoiled by the Swiss format.
We can first check that if Ghostor is still here, because we didn't do that last time. Okay, that's good.
Well, I can't really say so much about the games because I was mostly locked out of the server because the owners decided to use only a few.
We won't have that anymore. I can.
So.
That's fixed now.
That was kind of a struggle for me.
I mean, so looking at the score, France versus USA. Played on Paris, capture the flag, 16-3 to France. Abbey then capture the flag, 17-10.
So we expected France to win, but on Abbey, USA were winning for like 8-4, and then France kicked into gear. But it did show USA they could have. They had the potential to actually win TS, but in the end, so France won that fairly without too much trouble.
Actually, it was Team Survivor. Sorry. Abbey was Team Survivor, yes, sorry.
Yeah. Portugal, Argentina was 3 maps. Argentina won on Casa.
13-10.
I feel like Portugal haven't been as good as they should be. Like, I think they can play better than they have done.
I mean, they did go.
By now, they kind of need to play at their best if they want to beat, because they're against France next.
I mean, they did get out of the Swiss format with a 3-10. Of 3-1. Sorry, not.
I didn't get to see it. Oh, sorry.
No. But I mean, they beat Venezuela 2-0 and Colombia 2-0. But with it up against USA, they had to go for the third map with a 2-1. And against Germany, they lost 1-2. And I mean, France just kicked out USA by 2-0. So, I mean, the odds don't seem to be in the favor of Portugal, and I totally also agree. Portugal has that. The name of them is something that really they may not have been able to. They haven't really shown themselves to be able to just get onto the level that we expect. But on the other hand, they may actually just wake up, hopefully, right when they face France. Maybe that's just, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that is certainly the point where they have to wake up, if anything.
Yeah, we'll see, because on paper, they have players who are good enough to challenge France in a Team Survivor. And I guess if they win Team Survivor, they would play Bomb first map.
Yeah.
So they could win, but I wouldn't expect. I'd still go with France at the moment.
Yeah. France doesn't seem to be stopping. That train doesn't seem to be stopping before the finals, if anything. I think. That game is going to be played here on Sunday, the 12th of March, 22:30. It seems, maybe. I think it is accepted. Let me just double check that. But the other game, which is going to be Belgium going up against Germany, that is actually going to be a very interesting one, and that is one that I'm going to be looking forward to very much.
Yeah, because we saw that in the group stage,
Yeah, exactly.
and it was really close. Like, there's no way of knowing who wins this. It was way too close to actually make any call as to who wins this match.
Of course, the one time I of course don't have actually that game up and running or in my notes anywhere. Yeah, I actually have it. So yeah, that game between Belgium and Germany last time was at 2-1 in favor of Germany, but that was like a 12-19 onto Hungary. Austria was a 15-12 and Orbital was a 12-14. So that is going to be something that is certainly going to be amazing.
Yeah, we don't know what maps they're picking yet.
They're probably going to take something
Belgium
different.
I don't know, because Belgium are really strong on Austria. They might just pick it again, even though, I would be surprised if they pick it again and win it again. But yeah, there's not much we can't really predict too much here, other than it's going to be really close.
I mean, you do have the demos, of course, of the last time you played against each other, so that could also be interesting to see if they can analyze it.
Yeah, but they these players, they practice a lot, they scrim a lot against each other, so they don't just have that one match from before. So
that's right.
And with they play almost every day, with varying lineups, but the players, they sort of know each other's play styles quite well.
And I mean, yeah, certainly based on this, and also just the fact that Germany went out with a 3-0 rather than 3-1 of Belgium. I mean, you would probably maybe say that Germany is favored, and people are also talking about them wanting to just see France versus Germany in the finals. But I mean, looking at the bets, no one can agree. It's pretty much just as much money put on.
It's dead even.
Yeah, it's dead even. Outcome of 2-2 for everyone, and 3,000 is already in the pot.
I would like to see if anyone picks CTF. Maybe one team will think that they would have a better chance of winning CTF, even though I think they're both stronger TS lineups.
There was one team that actually just switched to... Yeah, Germany did that when they were playing against Colombia.
Yeah, but it's hard to, it's more, for them, it's how good is Belgium in CTF? And,
I mean,
I don't know. It's an option, but it's hard to say whether it's worth going for that.
It's certainly right. I mean, Belgium is nothing like Colombia. You cannot compare those two, but Germany has shown with that, though, that they are considering it, and maybe, I don't know, they at least are taking that as an option, and it could be interesting to see them actually choose that.
On the other side, Germany usually or mostly has TS players only rather than CTF players. For example, most of the players are actually known for their TS performance, and for example, Horizon was he ever in a CTF team? I'm not quite sure. Maybe he subbed for one, but he was mainly playing with H3 and therefore pretty much focusing on TS. And especially since the Belgian players, such as Cheyenne, Locati, and so on, are all the French who are playing pretty much every CTF season at Urban Zone. I'm pretty much thinking about that. Germany at least won't pick CTF. It could be interesting if Belgium decides for it, but then we have seen that someone like Exotic can easily carry, at least at his position, and even gain an advantage by rushing or something like that. So I think it's a really high risk for Belgium as well to pick CTF.
So all in all, I mean, there's no comments about anything in what maps they're going to pick. So we'll have to see that on Sunday at 21 CET. So that is also going to be nice and early, so we can all watch it and also still be up fresh tomorrow or on the Monday. So any closing thoughts maybe, or is there anything we've missed maybe? I don't know.
Nah, not for now.
I mean, we don't have many matches, so it's nice that we actually got pretty deep into one of them. So instead of actually just brushing through over all of them and not really achieving much. So
we should wait until these matches are played before we try and go to the final. I wonder if it's going to be best of 3 or best of 5, though.
The finals would be amazing if they were best of 5. I think also heard that somewhere, or last year it was.
I don't
suggested.
know. It's just a thought for now, I think, because I don't know if there's actually a rule or not.
Well, it certainly should be, because then we will not have like a finals in 40 minutes played, but at least have an hour of wonderful game time.
Well, honestly, if it's up to Germany against France, I'm not quite sure if we are just experiencing 40 minutes of play, but I at least expect them going into a third map. So, yeah, I pretty much think that France is unbeatable in CTF, at least for Germany, and I'm pretty sure Germany is very tough in TS, and therefore I'm not sure if France can actually overcome them there. So I wouldn't bet my money that it will be a 2-0 series for either teams.
Nice.
So we are probably seeing at least 3 maps.
That's reassuring, but I mean, more games always wonderful. But yeah, that's at least reassuring that it's going to be a 2-1. Hopefully, maybe. So let's go on. So last time at the end of the show, while I was beginning to get a little bit, I felt it began to be a little bit like weird that Ghoster was not actually responding and chiming in. For good reasons. He was actually talking all the time. We couldn't just hear him. So we did.
The thing is actually that even my even my clients has told me that it's transmitting my voice and basically all the data I'm giving to Discord, but unfortunately nothing appeared on your end, but everything was fine on my end, so I didn't even figure out that back then. So yeah, my bad, I guess.
It's gotta be on the very end of your client or between you and the server, because I don't see anywhere else it can happen.
Somewhere like that.
I mean, it has to be after the interface is updated and everything. So yeah, but we did watch all of these pictures, and there are probably much more to say about them than I did, which is anything. Because I didn't say anything. I didn't really give them what they deserved, really. So
that's cool.
Right now we are watching. Sorry. These are all pictures from the Terror Resurgence. Has been put up on for some weeks ago on the social media. Sorry, Marco, you were saying?
Yeah, so pretty much.
I wasn't really saying
we had a couple test sessions, and in the end, we took some screenshots and decided to upload them to our Facebook page, as we thought that we should share some progress. First, we just displayed the Deagle and basically the Abbey environment without a hut, and afterwards we shared some screenshots about Casa and with the hut. And well, I'm pretty sure there will be a stream at some point where we have something like a Q&A where we might be able to show even further stuff or even some gameplay. Right now we have the issue that, well, we were focusing on actually recording a gameplay video. We actually recorded stuff. The thing is, these test sessions were more like, okay, we have 4 to 5 to 6 players on the server. We're all looking for bugs, trying to break stuff. So, for example, I as a coder could then try to investigate and fix such stuff. For example, we had some replication issues, aka network issues, that are now, at least we think they are, resolved. But if you have people running against the wall 20 times within like 2 minutes, because they are trying to somehow slip through the meshes, you can't really make a video out of that. So in the end, we decided to delay having a gameplay video until we have something like a proper match up where we play something like a PCW or so, or Scrim, and then face each other. So yeah, there won't be a gameplay video for now, but we're definitely looking forward to that.
And
I like the lighting. It looks nice and sunny. 4.3, it's all the same lighting, so it looks like it's sort of just cloudy.
Yeah, the thing is, actually on Casa it's the most visible, because Casa is almost identical to 4.3, but the lighting is different. So basically, after, I don't know, 5-6 hours of test sessions, and then joining a pub for an evening or so, or for the rest of the evening for like half an hour or so, it feels so much different because of the enhanced lighting on the Unreal Engine compared to the old IDE Tech 3. Just visually, it's a very impressive change. So it felt really weird to play the 4.3 version.
But also just like
it's true, seriously.
Yeah, I would really expect it to be. Think there was also once I think I did something the same. Just where I changed the setting on one game. It's not similar, but pretty much just changing a setting the graphics, I think, up actually, rather than down. On StarCraft, I couldn't play it anymore. It felt really weird. Because I always just had it like being like a cartoony thing. But also, just like on Abbey, it looks really beautiful. I mean, so if all of the game is going to be looking like that is going to be one hell of a beautiful game afterwards, when it's going to be released.
Yeah, pretty much Abbey is the most polished map right now. There are still some, I would say, minor bugs, but generally it looks already really great. Of course, there will be adjustments and improvements all over on the road to a final version, but just the look of it really symbolizes the feeling of having an upgraded HD version. So it just feels amazing. Of course, on Abbey there are, compared to Casa, a lot of changes to paths. So, for example, the what was it, fountain or statue? I think it was the there around the, what is it, red flag, that was replaced with a fountain, which is a little bit lower, so you can't really do the, what is it, fountain jump.
Statue,
Apparently, yeah, that is still a little bit limited. Because the proposition are a little bit different for some reason, but apparently we try to adapt, and in the end most of these jump paths weren't planned in the original map, but evolved over the time because people learned how to do them, and I expect the same for the new maps, that people have to adopt to it, but in the end it will work out great. I'm pretty much convinced by it.
And I mean, specifically that jump, by not having that, you would also maybe actually weaken the red side, making it a little bit more even. So, I mean, that's probably not the purpose of doing it, but
the thing is, the thing is, we got a small path on the right-hand side now, where you can basically walk towards the road from Central. So it's now easier to walk on the right side, especially now combined with a wall running mechanic. So instead of jumping over the fountain, you can simply wall run to the right side and then jump to the left to capture the flag.
Of course, yeah.
I know it's hard to describe if you don't have the images, but that is actually enhanced and therefore easier. So instead of having the fountain route, you can now go. I'm pretty sure you are already able to do it in the current version, but not as easily as now the wall run comes in handy.
Yeah, so like jumping over.
So
the left
there are
coming out from the
other
central building. Sorry.
Yeah, or to the right actually.
To the right.
When you're coming from central building facing to the statue, you don't go to the left to the roofs. Of course, that's still in place, so you can also do that jump. But you can now also wall run to the right and easily then jump left, wall jump left, and cap the flag that way. I think that's a nice enhancement. So, as said, some old jumps might be broken, but also some new jumps, especially with vaulting or wall running, will come up, and therefore, and I think this progress of actually finding out these new routes, finding out new jumps is actually very exciting. Because right now, I think everything is a little bit static, as there are a handful of common jumps and everyone does it, and it's nothing special anymore. For example, I remember on Turnpike this van jump. It wasn't used until 2011, 2012, something like that, and then it was extensively used by everyone. But before, nobody really discovered it, or nobody tried to reproduce it. So I think this phase of actually discovering new paths and jumps, that's really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to what especially the jumping community can discover on the new maps.
And the wonderful thing also about just things changing like that is also just the meta developing, so it doesn't get stale with that, which is always also great. Just in a lot of ways.
I'm really looking forward to like using the wall running just for new movements, because there's going to be a lot of new stuff. I think the wall running is like the biggest change.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like getting more distance from jumps.
And I think also there was a stupid post I did a long time ago, very many years ago. If you actually look that up, it was about, I think, ledge. What's it called when you actually just like hang on a ledge and then you can like shimmy around and just hang from the ledge and shoot from that. It's stupid, completely stupid, but the whole point of just actually getting more parkour stuff in, more fancy movements, that's just wonderful to see. Because and there's also been in like 4.3, and there's also been implemented the silent ladder walking, which is, and some things like that, which are also extremely nice to have.
Yeah, it's so slow there.
Well, I mean, you have to have a payoff, right? But yeah, I mean, that can always be changed. But just having so many things to change that you can actually do, but also you can do it in different degrees, so that there's actually a choice in using things, one thing over the other. There's an advantage to one and then disadvantage to the other, makes it much more interesting. But exactly, specifically this ladder walking, I actually don't think we have seen that actually at some point used in like competitive play. But well, still, that is, I mean, I'm looking very much forward to also just seeing crazy people jump. That is certainly going to be a great thing. And also, I wasn't really there when all of the jumps were discovered, I think, so trying to also experience that would also be wonderful to do. So for the final topic, if we can go on here. We have also the HD Development Frag-Movie Contest going up. Or that actually has been, the sign-ups for that have actually been running for, I think, 20 days now, and it was actually already up, I think, on the day or the day 2 days before the last podcast we had, but we did not actually, or we forgot to cover it. Or I did, at least. So still though, luckily, there's still time to sign up for this very contest, as the sign up does first close in about 30 hours. So it does close on the midnight from Friday to Saturday, the 10th to the 11th of March, in French time. So still, what is it? Well, you have to do in a frag movie contest, of course, make a frag movie. It is going to be 3 to 10 minutes long. And I will just actually write in chat, put the registration link. You can also find, of course, all of the information over at urbanterror.info, over at the forums. It is still the most recent topic in the Urban Terror Leaks and Events forum. So you should be able to find it very easily. Furthermore, there are also prizes. So the first place will get 50 euros, together with a mouse, Razer Naga. And second place will get 30 euros, together with a rocket cone, which is also a mouse, apparently. And third place will also get 20 euros, together with a Logitech gaming mouse. And right now there's, I think, 4 or 5 people signed up. So there's quite a high chance that you actually will be able to get get actually a prize here with that. So the sign up would be ending tomorrow, as I said, but the deadline then for submitting would be the 10th of April, so you got 1 full month for making the whole movie, or your little frag movie. As said, 3 to 10 minutes, and also, yeah, well, what was it? The jury is going to be consisting of, outside of just yours truly, me, also Breda is going to be there. 3 people from HD Development will be on, and Biddle will also be on, together with Graphist. Was that said correctly? Yeah, that was pronounced correctly. So, since I am on the jury, I'm just going to give you all a tip. Because that is like the biggest gripe I have, and that is the way you can just win my heart. If you want to have more than one song in your frag movie, please don't just fade out one movie for 10 seconds and then fade out one song for 10 seconds and then start the other one, because that just completely breaks the mood and the flow. If you want to have more songs, do spend some time on actually editing the sound, actually making one song not just fade out in maybe 1 or 2 seconds, but actually have it go from one song to the other on the beat. Because there's so many really good frag movies for Urban Terror that they fell through the floor, at least for me, because they had more than one song and they didn't actually transition well between them. In a lot of ways, in my opinion at least, actually, one song is actually better than having 3 songs with bad transitions. I don't know how...
Pro tip.
Yeah, pro tip. And, I mean, in my opinion, less is more, so that is both in terms of anything, but, I mean, 3 minutes, high polished, is, in my opinion, way better than 10 minutes. That depends on, of course, what you want to do, and also the song you choose and the sound edit you choose, but it's better to have, certainly, 3 minutes where you've used 1 full month rather than 10 minutes, in my opinion. So, yes. We've also are going to, if at least I can find someone to interview from the teams that are going to go straight into the finals. We are also going to be having one special episode of the Circle Jump podcast over at this very day that we are going to have the finals. So that does mean that probably, if it's going to be played Sunday the 19th, which it is going to be most likely, then right an hour or 2 before, whenever it is going to be, we're going to be having a little bit of this another episode of this podcast. We will have one of each team on, and then we will be having a little bit of a chat, what they think about the other team, how they are feeling about the whole tournament, and just how much they want the 400 euros sponsored here by HD Development. So thank you all here for listening, everyone, and thank you again, of course, Marco and Gusta, to take the time out of your schedule and your vacation and everything.
Yeah, pleasure. Fun fact, I have an average ping of 1.4 milliseconds. So
1.4 milliseconds.
That's kind of funny.
Seconds.
Isn't that good, actually?
1.4 or K milliseconds.
Oh god.
So 1.4 seconds. So sorry. At least that's what Discord tells me.
You've been fighting an uphill battle throughout this whole hour or half an hour.
Well, I hope
minutes.
at least I didn't sound as robot-like as you sound to me. So
No, you sound wonderful.
Yeah, the actual sound, it sounds fine. It's just, I guess, delayed.
Your
Okay,
voice
so
is
it's
just smooth and deep and just chocolatey. It's wonderful.
that's just the in packets than the out packets. But okay, that's always nice.
And of course also, thank you, Maku. And the VOD of this will be up on YouTube tomorrow, early, as always. MP3 versions of this podcast are also on Dropbox, and the link will be in the description of the YouTube video. So if you don't want to watch the video and just sit here looking at my webcam, but you actually want to do something else while on the go, you can download it, put it on your MP3 player, or whatever you use at this time. I still have like one from 10 years ago or something. Whatever you're going to choose to do, you can listen to us on the go with that. And all in all, thank you all for watching. Goodbye.